An author who pursues his or her craft by the book still won't enjoy success unless enough people buy the book. A lesson Lesley Stahl of 60 Minutes tells us one respected writer has taken to heart.
These are the Patchett books, and it's funny, we sell a lot of these.
Ann Patchett doesn't just write books like her latest bestseller, Commonwealth. She sells them at Parnassus Books in Nashville, her very own bookstore.
It's very unseemly somehow. The sort of Catholic girl in me is like, oh, I shouldn't be selling my own books. But look, we're selling my own books.
As you might expect from a novelist, there's a good story behind Parnassus Books, and it's one that's bigger than just one bookstore.
You have been called the patron saint of independent bookstores because
I am.
Well, what does that mean then? What do you mean you are?
Well, it's not just Parnassus Books in Nashville I promote. I really promote independent bookstores.
6 years ago, at a time when bookstores were closing all over America, Ann met Karen Hayes, who had just taken early retirement from a publishing company and decided to partner up. Karen had the experience, but not much money.
So you funded this.
Yeah,
You
and that was sort
financed
of our deal. Our deal was, I'll pay for everything, you do all the work, and we'll have a 50-50 partnership. And it's really worked. You look around this store, this is all Karen.
Ann isn't just the money bags, though.
I know all the authors, and I have all the connections, and I'm the person who can get Yo-Yo Ma in the store, or, get John Grisham to come, or whatever.
When Yo-Yo Ma came, he brought his cello and played for 25 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Gran.
One of the things indies do to bring people into their stores is have famous authors come and read from their latest book.
And the public became transfixed with the Osage's wealth.
Like David Gran and his bestseller, Killers of the Flower Moon. Readings and signings help the authors and the indies sell books.
I mean, they've really woven themselves into the communities and become these wonderful cultural centers for authors to reach readers and readers to reach authors.
The store has doubled in size since they opened in 2011, even though in the beginning, very few thought they could make it.
Because there were a couple places that just didn't want us. They said, oh, bookstores are dead, you'll go out of business. Oh. And they wouldn't rent to us. Ha, are they crying now?
Yeah.
A lot of folks thought independent bookstores were dead.
In fact, that's quite totally untrue.
Orrin Teicher is the head of the American Booksellers Association. He gave us a little history.
There was the rise of the superstores, then the mass merchandisers, and then of course there was the internet. And each year there's been some wave that was going to swallow us. But we're still here.
We went from over 3,000 indie bookstores to only 1,650. But there's been a healthy comeback. There are now 2,300 stores. Yet Amazon still controls about half of all book sales.
Amazon gives huge discounts. It's so easy.
Yeah.
You really don't have to get off the couch.
You can't discover books online. When you browse the shelves of a bookstore, you're going to find out about books you didn't know about.
I think that what's happening is that people are missing the community. We're creating an environment that is for a lot more than just selling books. The people who are going to come to my events are going to be, again, my
Stop
choir.
you for 1 second. I'm hearing a dog barking in the background.
Because there's always a dog barking here at Parnassus. Somebody is always barking.
The so-called shop dogs of Parnassus are a big part of the store's homey appeal.
It's part of the draw.
It is. It is. You're not going to get a dog on Amazon. That's
The dogs are a lure for children, whose books amount to a quarter of sales in all bookstores. Ann was told you must always locate the kids' books in the back of the store.
So I would think, well, that's because you want the parents to walk through the store and shop. No, it's because parents get involved with whatever they're looking at, and kids make a break for it. And you want to have as much distance between the children's section and the front door, because you don't want them running out the front door. You want to have enough area that you can catch them. And it's real true.
You've got to create a place that people want to come to. Lots of stores have restaurants, they have bars associated with them, absolutely. Booze and books, absolutely, absolutely
Booze
works.
and books.
No mixing drinks with Dostoevsky at Parnassus. And celebrity is the draw, as is the case with other authors who've opened their own bookstores, like Judy Blume, Garrison Keillor, and Jeff Kinney.
Can I see where you work?
Sure.
Truth is, Ann doesn't spend that much time at the bookstore.
So this is my office.
She spends most of her time at home writing, here in her second-floor office. She's produced 10 books so far about friendship, family, and human nature.
You have admitted that you can't write villains,
Oh, that's true. I am terrible.
and they end up being sweet at the end? or-
Oh, yeah, I see their point of view. I feel for them. I'm really a total failure at bad people.
What she's great at is showing how everyday people can make the best of a bad situation.
All your books have basically fundamentally the
Yes.
same theme.
Yes. The theme is two groups of strangers are thrown together by circumstance and form a society or a family.
Much like Bel Canto, her most famous book. It's the story of South American terrorists who hold diplomats and an opera singer hostage. It's been staged as an opera and will soon be a movie starring Julianne Moore. Somehow, Ann Patchett managed to turn even a book about terrorists into a love story. We wondered if there was any way she could create a bad guy.
So if you were to write a book about independent bookstores up against some gigantic force from out there, maybe something called Barnes & Noble or something called Amazon, you could probably create a villain.
I couldn't even make Amazon a villain because I think about people in rural Kansas, in tiny towns, in Mississippi, where they don't necessarily have, not only they don't have an independent bookstore, they don't have a Barnes & Noble. So my main thing is I want people to read. So there is a place for all of us. I'm sorry, no villain.